So you know how I told you that I wanted to play watercolors for a video for a special thing? Well, this guy on YouTube, Jeremy Sheppard, he buys and sells a lot of guitars the same way I do, meeting up with them and stuff. And he has a friend that has an LG-0 that he wants to do a giveaway for. And the whole thing was that you make a video and nominate someone, and I wanted to nominate you. And I'm not sure if you know, but the Gibson LG-0 is what Kyle and Greta uses for church. And,
yeah.
And they produced your album.
I recorded with that.
Yeah. So I think, you're very comfortable with it, and it's a good guitar, and you're familiar with it, and they go for a lot usually. I had that chance that one time when we first started dating, and we drove down to Sedona I was gonna buy it all.
Oh boy, everything's crazy. Hang on. We're getting there, guys.
Where we agreed, I was gonna buy one for $450.
Hello, everybody. Guys, I'm telling you, this show takes a year off of my life every time I do it. Things are just not agreeing with me. Like my interface, it's officially time. So I'm working with Sweetwater, and I actually had a call this week with my sales engineer to figure out just what is the right stuff I actually need to make these videos and to do the live streams. The live streams it's my weakest place. I'm sorry. But howdy, everybody. Welcome to Guitar Hunter Live for Friday, June 4th. It's a thunderstormy, rainy day here in the Shenandoah Valley. How are you guys? Where are y'all coming from? And, all right, yeah. So I'm going to play guitar for a minute. This guitar has so much mojo. So I'm going to, yeah, here you go. This thing is so cool. Nope. B minor. A. Nope. Hang on, that was alright. C sharp minor, B. A. I know the volume is low. It is my interface. I cannot get it to be any louder. I'm very, very sorry. Yeah, buy once, cry once. Buy the right thing. If I had an Apollo X4, this would not be a problem. But I went super cheap years ago, like 3 years ago, and I bought an interface that just does not do what I need it to do. So, Tom asked, what tuning am I playing and what am I playing? So, I am playing in standard. And I was playing some like 12-bar bluesy stuff, some Travis pick. Years ago, a guy that used to hang out in the guitar shop with us, his name was Ted Stone. And he was just kind of a bullshitter. You know, like old guy hangs around a guitar shop, shows up wearing a cowboy hat, and tells all these like grandiose stories that, you know, it's kind of like Big Fish. I doubt any of them were actually true. But, you know, he had all these stories of, you know, playing guitar with Chet Atkins in the 60s. He definitely was a good player. And so one day he's sitting around and he just had this whole thing. I was like, show me how to do some Travis pick. And so his thing was, he said, it's all about the thumb. If you can do that alternating. And he just said, keep it steady like a freight train. Steady like a freight train, Jeremy. And every now and then you grab one. And then you just add stuff to it. So I'm just on E. And then I'm just adding like a G and a D. Resolving back to an E, and then going to an A7. And what's cool with this guitar is you can it gets cooler the more you play it hard. So you get all those notes that you normally would try and clean up. But yeah, so that's I use Travis Pick a ton. So really, if you can do that, you can be your own rhythm section, you know. So yeah, it's just that because it's almost similar to like Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. That because if you listen to my thumb is really just doing. So, anyway, that's what I'm playing. That's what I'm singing. Yeah, so welcome to Guitar Hunter Live. Like I said, we're jumping in here. So, today's the day that we're going to give away this Gibson LG-0. Now, before that, it's got some crusty strings on it, so I figured this would be a good time to just show what I normally do if I get a guitar. So, if I get a guitar and it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. This is a really straightforward one. It's not going to be that crazy. And, man, so... yeah, the thing is, the question I get asked all the time is like, oh, well, what repairs do you do guitars to get them sold? And the reality is most guitars don't actually need very much at all. I don't really view myself as a repair person. Like, I know how to repair guitars, but it's not a giant part of what I'm doing. So, I'll jump in the chat for a second. Oakland, California, Michigan, and, oh, yeah, Matt's in Paisley. And California, Jesse James over there. Ohio, sunny and warm so far. Sonia, hey. Yeah, fun crowd. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to jump in and we're going to do the I'm going to go over this guitar. I'm going to restring it. There's a nut on the bottom side of this bridge that I'm going to tighten up, just finger tight. And that'll help get everything settled and everything going. And yeah, so Dutch Pete in the Netherlands. Hey, buddy. Glad you're here. Yeah, how's your BB King? He's another owner of a cool Gibson in a far off land. Just seen some Roy Clark. Unbelievable. Yeah, seriously. Have y'all seen, what do you think of the John Mayer's new song? Did it come out today? I think it must have come out today, like the video. It's cool. It's super stylized. It doesn't feel, no ground was broken, I don't think, but it's a deep nostalgia hit. So there's Dutch Pete and Danish Pete. Not the same, both great. But yeah, so Danish Pete is on Andertons, and he's just a phenomenal guitar player. We have a couple mutual friends, but I don't know him personally. But anyway, the Eggman is in Tucson. Ben from Tucson. Hey, buddy. So, as some of y'all know, so earlier today I ran out to get some guitar strings. And if you have heard or followed along, the guitar shop in my town in Harrisonburg, Virginia, has been closed for a few months because it freaking exploded. There was a gas explosion. It was actually really scary. We felt it here at our house. I mean, it's like they're still fixing up, and buildings for half a mile all around are all messed up from this. And so I went by. They were in a temporary location. They were in this like giant warehouse kind of off, not in the normal part of town. And I swung by today because I needed some strings for this. And I went to get some strings for this, and they weren't there. They were there last week, and I called Chuck, who owns Hometown, and he's like, oh, well, we're not quite in our new place yet, and our temporary place, they needed, by this weekend. So, anyway. Yeah, Rasmus. So, everybody's okay. So, it happened in probably November or October. 2 people were sent to the hospital, and they both recovered. And then 3 other people were injured but not taken to the hospital. 5 people hurt total. No one died, which is, the Lord's mercy alone. Because it's like, it is a crater in the ground. And they had to bring in like the ATF, and they did all this thing. And, Explovid is worse than COVID. Both are bad. But yeah, the explosion was crazy. And it's still, I kind of want to go fly my drone over it. So the ATF has just finished an investigation, and they found that there was a gas line that had ruptured, and that there was, evidence from a couple years ago that the owner of the building knew it and didn't really fix anything. Now, I don't know that 100% for sure. But anyway, got real crazy, and there are a bunch of businesses that were displaced. So anyway, it made the national news. It was bonkers. So it was very crazy. My friend Kyle owns a bike shop across the street, and a brick went through the radiator and cracked the block of their shop truck or their shop van, and it blew out all their windows out front. And they had to, because they sell clothes and shoes and bikes and all this stuff, and they said that all of the bikes had damage from glass scratching the paint, so they had to return all those to Santa Cruz and the other companies that they have bikes from. But anyway, it was crazy. So anyway, I went by to get some guitar strings for this. They didn't have them, so I'll use some down here. But anyway. Hey, Philip, originally from Philly. So here's the camera, and over here, well, you can see my computer. So you can see that I'm looking at the computer here. Explovid's worse than COVID. It's true. Had to get a live edge board, make a guitar hanger. That thing looks so good. Dude, it's awesome. Isn't this cool? Yeah. So, welcome to my workbench. I haven't used this a ton. And let me get down here and grab some strings. So many guitar strings. Here we go. This is what we'll use. We'll use the D'Addario, the EXP coated. These are the lights. These are the EXP 16s. If you like guitar strings, they are good guitar strings. I like these. I used to use forever. I used the the SPs from Martin, but they just die too fast. And so for $12, I can get strings that die in a week. Or for these are now like $12. So like for $15, I could get coated strings that would last me a long time. I really like the Martin SP strings, but they just don't last long enough for me. Dutch Pete, any advice on which amp to use on the Gibson BB King? If you want to sound like BB King, you need a big high-powered thing. High-powered, clean. What did he use? He used... Was it a Vibra King? Those are real expensive. Don't get that. I would, if you're looking for something like in a reasonable price, I would get a Hot Rod Deluxe 410 or get a DeVille. A Hot Rod DeVille is 60 watts, 4 6L6s, tons of headroom, super clean. That's kind of what you want for that kind of sound. I think that would put you in the right place. Or a high-powered twin, but that's another bonkers expensive amp, so don't get that either. Do y'all hang on to these? Do you still do the D'Addario points? I do, but I always want to throw these away because I don't like. They're more inventory to handle, which drives me crazy. Okie dokie. I might actually turn this guitar around so I can face y'all. That's what I'll do. Oh boy, so much stuff to configure. Here we go. I'll do it this way. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're cooking now. All right, I'll look at some questions real quick. 60 watts, your neighbors will love you. It's true. Real loud. So prepare your hearts and minds and your neighbors. Do I like Earthwood strings? I do. Earthwood, they're made by Ernie Ball, right? Which I think are technically made by GHS. There's this whole conspiracy, and I don't know what's true. I don't know anything anymore. That all guitar strings are made by a couple of companies. I don't know if that's true. Well, I know it's not as true as it used to be because now you have like Stringjoy and you have other brands that are actually making their own strings. I know Martin makes their own strings. I think they're wound in Mexico. But anyway, guitar shop in Glasgow tomorrow. My eyes aren't good enough to see this. Gonna buy some 12s. Usually buy Martin 10s. You maniac. Don't buy 10s. Those are way too thin. Changing to 12s now. 10s would be extra light, 11s would be a custom light, and 12s would be a regular light. I would go with a regular light. That's just me, but I think that that's your best bet. So, first thing I'm going to do on this Gibson before we give it away is to take the strings off, and we're going to clean the fingerboard, oil the fingerboard. I'm going to put my arm in here. I'm going to tighten that screw on the bridge, and then we'll restring it, and then I'll talk about who won this thing. So, also, while we're doing this, feel free to ask questions, comments, and even your slanderous remarks. Oh boy, I need some snips. So I am a huge fan of where you bring the string through and you wrap it back around. But whoever did this, sorry if it was Chris, I'm sorry. There's too much slack, so that I have to like detangle all of them. Also, I'm going to move the camera closer. How's that? Is that better? Looks better. There's such a delay here. It's hard for me to see. Jesse, insert slanderous remark here. Yeah. Check out the sawmill, David. Cindy, hello. Rich says, well, I know I didn't win. Didn't even know a giveaway was going on. Feels good to know. Feels good to finally start getting to work busy again. Guys, I thought my eyes were good. They're not. They are. It's just a tiny font from far away. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm going to finish getting these strings off. I wonder if I could use my phone and watch the live chat there. I might do that. I'll turn this to me. I'm going to go full circle, and I'm going to play the live show here with the volume all the way down, and that way I can see the chat over here. Oh, oh no, the thumbnail's wrong. So many details I missed. change this. There we go. So, if you would like to be my production assistant, I don't know. I need help because there's too many irons in the fire. Too much is going on. Each week when I try and do this show, I feel like I'm losing a year off of my life due to stress because it's always like it's 1:50 and I'm like, oh, I haven't finished the titles. I haven't gotten everything exported right. Did I take a thumbnail picture? Just too much. There's a lot going on. But I now have my phone over here so I can look at some questions. And no, I don't want to report myself as... yes, so SimSquatch says, did I watch Mary Spender's prediction of the new John Mayer song? I did. It's so good. And Mary is just so talented and so sweet. And, man, I just think that is the coolest. Like, that's like what social media and the internet should be about. Like, people you love and artists you love, you get to play and be inspired by them and play along with them. And then they're like, hey, that's awesome. Here's a copy of the song before anybody gets it. I mean, it's so cool. And what I appreciate is that none of it feels like a big marketing move from a big record label. Like, it doesn't feel cheesy. It just feels like John Mayer himself, who cares about guitars and likes guitar culture and is still paying attention to it, that he was like really flattered by this and reached out to Mary. I just like it. It's just very cool. All right, I'll come back down here. So what's interesting, one of the things I'm noticing about this guitar as I'm looking at it, there are things on the LG-0 that I really don't like. One of them is the plastic bridge and the ladder bracing. Those are my two main things I don't enjoy. This one's not bad. The bridge is okay. It's not cracked up. It's not lifting. It's okay. It's separated a little here on the back. Not the end of the world. But the other thing is the ladder bracing. I'm now going to see. There it is. All right. I'm tightening both of these. There are two hex nuts that go through the bridge here, and they hold it from the underside. And so I'm just tightening those up so they don't buzz. Still buzzes just a tiny bit, but it's not bad. Bridge plate feels good. It's a little chewed up, but I mean, that's okay. I'm just feeling around for loose braces. Now I've already tapped on this thing all over and made sure that it's tidy and clean and ready to go. It's a good solid guitar, good solid survivor. So fret level midnight. Bah, I'm late. Crazy work day. I'm sorry, man. Welcome to Friday afternoon. Hopefully after this it's easy. Sumter, South Carolina. I think I've been there. I feel like I've been to Sumter. Is there a barbecue festival? That's I grew up going to a lot of barbecue festivals. My dad, fan of eating, and I've eaten barbecue all over the South. And I have strong opinions about barbecue. If we want to divert some attention and time, commit time to how tomato-based barbecue sauce is gross and not worth it. But Sumter, you're into the weird stuff in South Carolina. You're into the mustard-based stuff. I'm a vinegar man. Vinegar pulled pork barbecue is the best. The saga continues. An abrupt obstacle has hit our hero with an incorrect thumbnail. Yes, sheesh. Sorry. There are so many, just to go live, there are so many tiny details that are obnoxious. And if you miss them, people get confused, which is probably why there aren't as many people as there normally. Normally, we'd be around 100 people by now, but anyway. Also, have y'all trivia question? What color the black button on Diodario's, the black ball end? Which string is that? Quiz. Trivia. Could you do this in your sleep? So the plastics on this have gone super yellow. So the bridge pins and the keys. Now the keys are like noticeably different than a normal like Clouson style, but these are normally like Clouson style, like the butter beans. They're pretty smooth edge. These are pretty rough. The black one, nope, not right. The black one is the, I just put it in there. Black one is the G. The D. Black one is the D. Don't make that into a t-shirt. Hey. Hey up, pal. Gary from Yorkshire here. Gary from Yorkshire. I have a terrible British accent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I did that to all of us. Been able to catch the live sessions for a while, but I've been watching them religiously. Thanks, man. It's always fun. I like Gary. Gary from Yorkshire. All right. Before we do this, we need to do this. So, normally, at this point, you'd look at a guitar and you'd look at the fingerboard and see if it's dirty, grimy, gross, because it normally would be, especially if this has been used as a guitar for 50 years. There's this one. It has pretty good ruts in the fingerboard, like really cool. Like you can tell someone has played this thing, but it's not dirty. I can tell that the frets have really recently been dressed and polished and cleaned up. So this doesn't really need much. Doesn't really need anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some lim oil on this. I just use. If you buy a bottle of this, it will last you most of your adult life. I bought a bottle when I was 17 years old, and I just finished using it after thousands of guitar fingerboards. So this one is 4 ounces. This will last me, and this will last to my grandchildren, I think. It's mineral oil with lemon essence. It's not actually lemon oil, but it's awesome. It might not actually be mineral oil, but I know it's not lemon oil. Anyway, let's get to doing some of this. So what I like about these is that they have kind of a spongy, has like a spongy felty edge. And so you can just put it on and kind of go crazy. You don't need to do this on maple boards because they're finished. But then there are also some mahogany board guitars that have finish. Like a Rickenbacker. I remember being really confused by trying to do this when I was young and dumb. Now I'm just kind of almost middle-aged and dumb. But I put it on a Rickenbacker neck, and I was like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. And I just had to wipe a bunch of it off. So, easy breezy. Don't do the bridge because it's plastic. But yeah, so that's about it as far as like what I need to do on this thing. I'll look at the chat over here. I don't use... mic is only coming through on the left speaker. Freak. I had to change the interface, like how the interface comes into the computer today. And I bet it's... Okay. Where's my mouse? Okay. If we come over here... Let's see if we can do it this way. Oh, it's because I'm live. It won't let me change it. Is it coming through on the left channel just for everybody? Okay. Yep, I can see it's only coming through on one channel on here. Oh, advanced audio properties. Maybe I can do it in here. Boom. There we go. Haha! Right? Okay, tell me. So that should be, yes. So it's in mono now. Haha! Guys, one day this will not be a dog and pony show. One day it will. I like the content. I feel proud of the content. The quality doesn't always do what I want it to do. I'm sorry. Hey! All right, boom. There we go. Good. Better. As far as volume goes, I don't get it. Like, I literally, this mic has phantom power. It is pumped up as loud as it can be. OBS, it's all the way up and still, this is telling me it's clipping. That tells me that I'm still 20 dB below. Anyway, okay, so we have taken the strings down. I've tightened the bridge screws. I've restrung the guitar. I now need to put the strings on the tuners. I've lemoned the fingerboard. This thing is ready to go. Sounds great. And, all right, so here we go. And so now, while I'm doing this, somebody hit me with some questions. Ask me anything. We were talking about barbecue. I saw somebody talking more about it. I've been sneaking bloopers at the end of videos, and I don't think not a ton of people catch them, which is good. I guess that's kind of the plan. But usually it's me psyching myself up trying to speak like an intelligent, college-educated adult. What was my first job? I have been kind of an entrepreneur for a long time. So, my first job, I was cleaning horse stalls. I worked at a farm, and I cleaned horse stalls, and I actually got fired from that job because of my older brother. I cleaned horse stalls, and so every day after school was actually my bus driver. So I would stay on the bus to the end of the ride at their house. They lived on a farm. I'd clean horse stalls. There were 18 horse stalls, and they paid me like 40 cents a stall or something crazy where it's like the best I could do was like $3 or something. That math doesn't work out, but I forget it was like I could work 5 hours a day and not make more than like a couple bucks. And I was 14. Had to get a work permit. So but it was an okay job. I grew up around horses, not riding horses. I grew up cleaning horse stalls and all that kind of stuff. So it was just kind of made sense. But it was a pretty fun gig. And it was fun being outside, and I like being around horses. And then a horse stomped on my foot and squished me against a wall, which wasn't as fun. Thor, he was a jerk. But the other horses were really fun. But I ended up getting fired from that job because my older brother just said, like, just make up a number. Just say that you did more stalls than you did, which I didn't think was true or right, but I did it because it seemed like I could make some extra money. And, when you know how many horse stalls you have, and all of a sudden I'm like, they called me in the next day and said that I had claimed to clean more horse stalls than they have stalls, which, I'm 14. But yeah, I got fired. And, but yeah, my brother was the one that told me to do it. He was 17, so, one of us should have done something differently probably. Oh boy. That was scary. That's a great question. What's the next one? So after that, I washed dishes at a retreat center, like a Presbyterian retreat center. And I got fired from that job for riding through the dishwasher. One of those big... Well, I got fired for a bunch of things, but that was really like the main thing I got fired for. Because I was already on thin ice because there was a mannequin in the basement at this retreat center. And so you had to take the trash out each day, take an old sketchy service elevator, and then go out to the dumpster. And so I found a mannequin, and I hid it in the corner of this hallway. Really scary. And I took an old knife. We were throwing these knives away. So I took a knife, and I duct taped it in the hand of a dummy, just like... So it looks like it's going to stab someone. And my boss was like, "Oh, I'll take the trash out for you guys." I was like, "Oh no, don't go down!" But then she went down and just got terrified, and got terrified thinking that a mannequin was gonna. So that was my like warning. And then a couple weeks later, I got caught. I found like a full rain suit for cleaning, for like steam cleaning stuff. And I put it on, and then someone was like, "Hey, you should ride through the dishwasher." And I did. And while my feet were just coming out, I heard like, "Jeremy, what are you doing? Why are you in the dishwasher? That's it, you're fired." So, yeah, got fired from a job. I'd say it's worth it, though. That job I was only making like $4 an hour anyway. No, $5.25. And then I got a raise to $5.31. So 6 cents an hour, moved the needle. All right, so guitar now needs to be tuned up. Let me look at the questions in here. Whoa, Tim Hawkins only made $1.60 an hour. That's crazy. How many packs of strings should a guitarist have on hand? I would say don't go to a show without one in your kit. I find you get the best deals if you buy them in like packs of 3. So like on Amazon, I need to just like commit and buy like a couple bricks, because I go through guitars all the time and tons of strings. Oh boy, that was crazy. So these old bridge pins are really finicky, and they're really like raggedy on the end, so might not be a bad idea to swap these out at some point. So anyway, the short answer, I would have 3 or 4 sets of strings around. The big one is to have them with you if you go to a show, which it is pretty rare that you break a string. After a while, once you really get used to playing, it'll be pretty rare that you'll break strings while you're playing, but it's not unheard of, and it is bad news. Wow, these are moving a lot. So after I put the strings on, I really kind of yank on them, and so I just felt like these are all going to be. So that one dropped from an E to a C. Stretch them again. I'll look at another question. This would look really nice with my 52 LG. Yay, that's awesome. All right, I'll jump through the questions. Have I tried the Inspired by Gibson Epiphones yet? I have not. There aren't any Epiphone dealers around me. I've reached out to Epiphone, didn't hear anything back. That's okay. Yeah, he shuffled faster. Yeah, talking about. Yeah, those are all the old farts here. 69 next month. Yeah. So Greta says, I joined late. What year is the guitar? I think it's a 64. I haven't tried it. And then more barbecue stories. When I was a kid, this is another weird story, so buckle in. My dad loves barbecue, and he took us to this barbecue place. This barbecue festival is in Hendersonville. No, that's Tennessee. Hickory. I think maybe it's in Hickory, North Carolina. But we went to, it's in the middle of North Carolina somewhere. We went to this barbecue festival. It's in like March or April, and it was supposed to be really nice out. And so we all only packed like shorts and t-shirts, and then it was like freak snowy cold, like in the 30s. So it was terrible. And so we went, and it was just this terrible day of like, you know how like everyone's just prepared, you know, do you want to eat a funnel cake when it's 30 degrees outside? Okay, maybe. Do you want to have a big thing of lemonade? And it's snowing now. So one of the things my brother and I did, there were two things you could pay to see. One was the world's biggest pig, and the other one was the world's smallest woman. And my brother and I, at 14 or so, were like, it's $1. Let's go see the world's smallest lady. And we go up. It's like the side of a trailer with a window in, and we go, and the window's open, and you look in, and it's like, it's just a normal little person. And she's just sitting there making, like she's crocheting. And both of us felt so uncomfortable to the center, to the core of who we were. It changed our lives. And, ate barbecue, and it was nominal. It was okay. But it was weird. We also borrowed money from my dad and went and saw The Biggest Pig, which was actually kind of amazing. It was like a 1,600-pound gigantic pig. Anyway, I don't know how we got here. It's 2:45. I'm just hooked on this line. I've had some weird stuff happen. Man, this thing sounds way different and better with new strings on it. Let me scoot you down a little bit. I'll scoot back. This guitar is ready. This guitar is ready to go, and I think we're ready to go. So we will do the giveaway. And so some of the questions that were asked were, let me see if I can zoom in. Hey, I can zoom in. John Kennedy says, how do I enter the drawing? Well, the drawing is already done. It closed the end of May, and so there were 46. There weren't actually a ton. There were 46 entries, and I sat through yesterday. I listened through. I watched the videos. I read responses, and I really believe that kindness and friendship, I think that friendship is the way that the world is made right. And I think that it is a fundamental gift and a fundamental need of people. It's friendship and kindness and music. And so that these things do a thing in the world that we really need. So, so somebody asked if I can hit it with a flat pick. So that's why this guitar is going to go to someone who is a good friend and a good musician and will fill the world with those kinds of things. So Aiden, there it was with the flat pick. Has the deep tone of a Martin D15. It does. Mahogany tops, and then ladder braced. Have a lot of low end. Please look up a Yorkshire accent for next Friday. I want to hear your finest representation. Okay. Look up your best Appalachian, and we'll trade. I don't have a good musician part. Oh, come on. Rich says he doesn't have the good musician part down. That's probably why I didn't know. But, okay. So, let me come back over here. And there's a couple things. So, part of this is... let me see if I can make this happen. All right, so this is one of the runners up. Can you hear that?
That conversation. Hey, Jeremy, I'm a big fan of yours. My name is Zolly Clayman. I'm the ZC. That conversation say Z, you say ZC, that comes up in your live stream once in a while. I'm calling you all the way from Canada.
So that's one of the runners-up. That's ZC, Zali. And Zali is in Canada. He's a rabbi, and he nominated one of his friends. It's amazing. It's such great... like I said, I wish that I had a ton of guitars to give away. And so maybe I'll keep doing this. I'll keep looking for guitars. I'll keep finding stuff. So, okay. So, anyway, intentions were high. Ooh, it's the pick guard wiggling. Hear that? I don't think I can tighten that without it. Okay, so there's a little wiggle in the pick guard, and that's part of there's a little buzz to this guitar. It's not super. So, with all of that said, let's just jump ahead. There were 40 couple entries, and I wish I have a ton of guitars. I don't. 42 responses. I listened through. I asked my wife. She came in, and both of us came to one clear couple that we just think is so great and should win. And so it's not playing right. But I'll just come in here. Actually, hang on one sec. I gotta grab a picture and bring it in here. So image. All right, hang on. Got to shrink it down because it's a giant picture. All right, let me put it up on my phone too. So the winner of the Gibson LG is Sierra Bryan. You are the winner. And Ariel, so Sierra she has a beautiful voice, a great songwriter, and a great player. She just released a record last fall, which is what a weird time. What a weird time to release an album. But it's also a really needed time for like beautiful music, really great guitar playing, really thoughtful. And so, Sierra Bryan, she has a record on, so it looks like there's a GoFundMe page, but the record is called Breathing In, Breathing Out. You can check that out. There's such a sweet video. I'll reshare it after this. There's such a sweet video of her boyfriend, of Ariel, telling her the story of, hey, I want to nominate you because I love your music and I believe in you. And I wanted to buy one of these guitars for you, and it's actually one that you recorded your record with. So all of that just lines up to me. It just makes so much sense. I'm just so excited. So everyone go follow Sierra. So it's Sierra, SIERRA .Bryan _BRYAN _ on Instagram. Go follow her. Listen to her music. Really cool, really exciting. So Sierra, you might be on here, you might not. And Ariel, so I'll go ahead, I'll send you, I'll email both of you, and just congratulations, so exciting. This is so good, and really cool guitar. Comes with a hard case, and I'll get it shipped out tomorrow, so it'll be there middle of the week, and I think they're in Arizona somewhere, so this is very cool, very exciting, and yeah, so I guess now I can follow her. I didn't want to tip them off and like follow them back. Oh, that's a picture. It's a screenshot. Anyway, so that wraps the guitar giveaway for this week. We can still hang out, so we have 10 more minutes. We'll do Q&A. We'll hang around, and I'm sorry to everyone that didn't win. I will keep doing this. If I can get to 30,000 subscribers, I'll do, so each increment of 10,000 subscribers, I will do another giveaway, and we'll just keep ratcheting up the score. If we get to 100,000, I'll give away like a full-on, like amazing Martin or Fender. We'll do something real big. So that's where, I would love to grow the community of guitar hunters, not for my own gain, but because I think that a lot of people buy the wrong guitars, and the wrong guitars wreak havoc in people's lives. I think you feel embarrassed and frustrated and annoyed, when that's none of the feelings that should come with the right guitar in your lap. You should be just excited and have a ton of fun. So, all right. So Q&A time. Questions, answers. So Farouk, there was. Yeah, Mike Bird says there is a Hendersonville. That's the barbecue place. The video was skipping when I was showing it. Sorry. Oi, the quality is rather poor. Yes. Yes, sorry. Oh, can I play the guitar I just got? I can't. It's inside the house. From Ben Paget. So this week, I got a really great, it's the Paget Model 1. Mahogany back and side, spruce top. Really cool. Yeah, I can pull my pedal board out. Let's do that. I also broke out my this amp, which is my Montgomery Ward. It's a Valco. It's a 12 watt, 12 inch, super cool thing. Let me pull my pedal board up here. So here is my super minimal pedal board. That's kind of my style. Is just very minimal. I don't do. There are basics that I have to have on any pedal board. For me, I always want a volume pedal. I love doing swells. So for me, I always want a volume pedal, a good, pretty transparent overdrive, and then I get into some modulation and weird stuff. So my pedal board right now is one of the. Is this the 40th anniversary Ernie Ball Volume Pedal Junior? I love this. Has a Kevlar cord because I have worn these out before to where they don't quite work right and they get a little dusty sounding, a little scratchy. But I really like this one. I also like the black aesthetic of this Ernie Ball volume pedal. I have a TC Polytune up top, which I actually just got. I moved up. I had a TU3, a Boss, for a long time, but that's just isn't. I mean, it's okay. It's just hard to see, and I'd rather get one that I could. I was hooked on the idea of like the Poly, but I don't actually use that feature. So the Polytunes where you can strum all 6 strings and it'll tell you everything, but it's just way too much for my brain to, way too much for my brain to handle. So yeah, today was the giveaway announcement. Sorry, the thumbnail, it should be updated by now. The thumbnail is Let's Give Away. And so the drawing, it went to Sierra, and so you can go check her out. But pedal board, so I also have a Morning Glory V4 with the red remote. I love this. Is a pretty new addition to my pedal board, and I freaking love it. So the Morning Glory is a super cool. It's a super cool pedal. It's does a whole different thing than a Tube Screamer. I've had a Tube Screamer forever. That's still kind of my go-to. I really like Tube Screamers, but I just wanted to try something different, and I really like JHS. I want to support Josh, so I bought this with the red remote, so I basically have a drive channel and then a more drive. So with the red remote, you can click between the 2 different gain stages. In this, that also moves into the chorus. So I have an MXR analog chorus. This is where normally a delay would go, but I'm trying to get back into chorus and some modulation. I then have a Hall of Fame Mini and a Ditto. The Ditto is actually on loan from Matt Hutchinson, who is a patron and a friend and all that. What's the old? I have another old Gibson back here. Let me finish talking about pedals first. So I'm in the process. I need to make a much bigger pedal board because I have a lot of pedals. For my acoustic stuff, I just got one of these. This is the Fishman, the DEQ. Really like that pedal, the Tone DEQ, and it's cool and it does a lot of things. It also, wait a second, where's my? Oh, I should remember where that is. I have a Fishman, my LR bags. I gotta text a friend, see where that is. Anyway, so I need to make a bigger pedal board because I want to put the Flashback X4 on it. I love this pedal. I love delay. If I could only have one effect on a board, I probably would go for this. I also have a Mythos Herc, Herculean. This is from Zach at Mythos Pedals. Really like this Tube Screamery circuit. Like that one a lot. I have a TS Mini in here. I have an old phaser. I actually bought this from Josh Scott when he listed all those pedals for like ridiculous prices. He also offered this. and it's a phaser. It's a DoD phaser made in the U.S. It's cool, and I scooped it up completely impulse, probably because it was just from him, and I thought that was cool. And so this is the other pedal I really want to add back to my pedal board. This is the Walrus Audio Fathom. This is my favorite reverb. Nothing is subtle about this thing. This thing is just bonkers, just ridiculous. So anyway, so if you're late to the party, we did give away the guitar. So the guitar now belongs to Sierra Bryan. So check her out. I'll put all of her info. I'll share it on Instagram and all that stuff later on. But yeah, so that's basically my pedals for now. I'm in the process, like I said, of reworking my pedal board. I think I actually just have to split out and go an electric pedal board and an acoustic pedal board. I've always kind of played with the two. Oh, my battery's going to die. Hang on one second. And we're back. There we go. Okay, let me pull out this old Gibson. So this is the first vintage guitar I ever sold when I started working at a guitar shop. I'm going to film a video on this week. So this is a 61 Gibson J45. Oh my, that's bad. Whoops. Yeah, so this is a J45. I had a J50 that was very similar. Let me see. I've got an idea. Let's get crazy with it. Let's see if Sierra, if there's a phone number in here, and we'll call her and we'll tell her that she won. There it is. I got it. Guess I shouldn't say the number out loud, should I? Here we go. All right, let's try one more time. I just went straight to voicemail.
Hey, Sierra. Sorry I missed you.
We'll leave a voicemail.
I'll get back to you.
Hey, Sierra. This is Jeremy Sheppard. I was calling to tell you some exciting news. You are now the new owner and caretaker of a 1964 Gibson LG-0. Super excited. I was so moved by your playing and just, I mean, everything going on in y'all's relationship and just how sweet all of that was. I literally teared up the first time I watched it. So I'm going to send you an email. You're also on live. So there are a couple hundred people watching. And, yeah, this is the end of the live show. Congratulations. Details to come, but you are awesome. Congratulations. Hope it helps you just fill the world with music and friendship. All right. Bye. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So back to this. So this is an early 60s, 61 Gibson J50. Let me come back over here to the live stream so I can see comments and stuff. Yeah. So this guitar is like gloriously thumpy in all the ways. So, yeah, so I'm going to film a video about this guitar later, but I'll just play it now for a minute. Joshua says, I'm going to have to get a day picked out to come over before you sell all your guitars. I'm not selling all of them, but I'm also selling them so that I have more money to buy more and to find some other cool stuff. I still have plenty. Still have more guitars than I have guitar hangers, which is a lot. Semi-hollow. I can't quickly play this one because I don't have the electric guitar set up. But this is my Rude Revelator. I've talked about this guitar, and I always taunt people saying that I will make a video about it. This and my Pink Paisley Telly are my two ride-or-die electric guitars. But this guitar is the brainchild of myself and Evan Dowie from Rude Guitars. So I wanted a cool, funky, weird, offset, off-white guitar, so this guitar is made from Carina or Limba, same wood, different names, but Carina body, transparent nitrocellulose lacquer finish, has a super flamey maple neck. Like I said, one day I'll make a video about this. This is a very Fendery style guitar, so it's a semi-hollow. So there is a block down the center. There's chambers on either sides. And this guitar is the bassiest for neck pickup tones. So it did have a humbucker in it. And just last week, Evan sent me a new P90 that he's working on. And so it's a P90 in a humbucker shape. Super cool. Sounds awesome. It still has tons of bass, but this has a lot more clarity, where the other one just got so kind of mushy. Very cool. It has a cut telly bridge because I wanted to give it some chance of being brighter. And so it's a really good balance. I like this guitar a lot. There is not another one in the universe like this. And so I'm a big fan. I'm really excited about this. There was so Mike says, locking tuners tell me that they don't do anything. They don't do anything. If you want a guitar that, if you have a guitar that won't stay in tune, don't waste your money on locking tuners. I guarantee it is going to be nut or saddle. That is the main place that guitars are not going to be in tune. If they're moving around on the saddle too much, if your intonation is wrong, or if the nut is too tight, big problems can happen. So, yeah, locking tuners are kind of a gimmick, or at least they are a solution to a problem like 3 steps down the road. So, anyway. What's that Dread second from the left on the hooks? Is that your D41? That is not my D41. That is a Guild D55. I'll grab that. And then we're going to wrap up the show here in just a minute. So last questions, comments, or slanderous remarks. Hit me. Thoughts on the Taylor 715 CE and their market value. They're really cool guitars. The 15s are tricky because there aren't really a ton of comps, right? So that's the jumbo size. So maybe a Guild is probably closest, and I think Guild is coming to take over. Guild is just swinging for the fences, powered by Cordoba, and then a really sharp eye for the Guild history before they were owned by Guild or by Cordoba. But the J15 is a really cool guitar. Sorry, not the J15, the 715. So is that rosewood back and sides, and then cedar top or spruce top? Probably a spruce top. They're really cool. I just saw Taylor had one of their, like a quiz for all of them, and it was really cool. Where did I get this Martin? I got this from when I worked for a Martin dealer. This was a perk for selling a bunch of guitars. It's funny, we sell a couple $100,000 worth of guitars, and they give us a guitar mat. But I really like it. I think I might be ready to retire it and get something a little more plain, because it's, a real blinged out D100 Koa. And then my dog, years ago, when we still had dogs, or a child. No, this is a dog. My dog chewed up the corner of this guitar stand. Anyway, is that a J45 in their back? It is. So 61 J45 back here. And then I have a bunch of guitars. My Waterloo's back there, and I'll grab the D55. This is a Martin D18 VS. This one's for sale on the website. I'm going to film a video on it. I already filmed one video that's coming out next week. And then this is a Guild D55. This is one of the new ones. I need to restring this. That's part of, I was going to get some strings today. Guys, I have to take some lessons because I have played everything I know how to play. So this is a really cool guitar. It's interesting. It sounds so much like a big maple jumbo to me, like a maple Gibson guitar. Doesn't sound like a rosewood guitar particularly. But yeah, I'm excited to film a video on this one. So that is the end of the live show for today. This was so fun. I always love hanging out with you guys. Yeah, do a giveaway on the mat, maybe. I only have a couple things left over that were given to me from my old boss and mentor, Warren, who owned the Guitar and Amp Center. So if anything, this will probably just like go into being like just my thing that I pull out every now and then, rather than being like a functional tool for the business that is the Guitar Hunter. So anyway, thoughts on the Gibson SJ200s. Love them. They're giant. They're not for everybody. They sound really like broad and punchy. They don't resonate as much. They're really fun. I wrote a bunch of music in college. I was in a band called Caterpillar, and I wrote a bunch of music with a guy that had a J200. They're really fun. Anyway, this was awesome. Thanks again to Sierra. Make sure you go follow her. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Really fun show. Yeah. All right, we'll just call it there. Thanks, everybody. This was really fun hanging out.